now that we have a public path in the handler, let's go ahead and create our first static file. So in the public directory, let's create a new file which we'll call index.html. And in it, I'll just paste some basic HTML. And in the body, let's add an h1, which will say welcome from index.html. Now in the handler, we would like to serve this file when we hit the / route. To make this easier, let's create a new method on the handler itself. It doesn't need to be public, so we can just say fn read file, and it will take a reference to self, and it will also take a file path that would be a string slice. And for a return type, the file might not exist, so let's return an option containing a string, so it will return none if the file did not exist. We also have to pull the fs module from the standard library, so if we say use stdfs, and now when we go back to the function implementation, the first thing we have to do is we have to read the public path and append the file path to it. And let's store the result in a new variable which we'll call path, and we can use the good old format macro, and our format would be the public path / the file path. And the public path is in self.publicpath, and the file path is the parameter that we have. Now we can use the read to string function from the fs module. So if we say fs read to string, and we just have to provide a path that we already have. If we read the description of the function, it will read the entire contents of a file into a string, which is exactly what we want, and it will return a result that might contain the string if it's okay. So we have to figure out how to convert this result into an option. There is a very handy method on the result called OK, and what OK will do is it will look at the result. If it was OK, it will get the value from the OK and convert it into an option that's a sum with that value. Otherwise, if the result was an error, it will convert it into a none. So that's a very handy method for conversions between results and options. And now for the root path, we want to change this hard-coded HTML to actually call self.readFile. And we just have to pass the name of the file, which is index.html. If we go to the console now and run our code, we see that it runs fine. If we open a browser and we navigate to the address of the server, yes, we get back our welcome from index.html. We can also come back and create a new file here, which we'll call hello.html. And in it, we'll just say hello HTML, and we can use this in our hello path. So we delete all of this and we say self.readFile, and in here we say hello.html. We navigate back to the command line, we recompile our code. So the index still returns the index, and if we go to /hello, we get the other HTML file.